My name's Jake, a senior at Westfield High in small-town Ohio. And I'm typing this on my teacher's laptop, crouched under his desk with my buddy Clark. My hands are shaking so bad I can barely hit the keys. Something's out there, something not human. And I don't know if we'll survive the night. This is my story, or maybe my last words. It was a regular Tuesday morning, 10:15 a.m. in Mr. Tannerty's English class. The room smelled like chalk dust and cheap coffee, with sunlight slanting through the big windows by the school's front entrance. I was sprawled at one of those long white tables, bolted to the floor, no way to hide under them, half listening to Mr. T ramble about Hamlet. Clark was next to me, sneaking texts under the table. Vanessa, our class president, scribbled notes like her life depended on it. Just another day. Until the PA system screeched. "Lockdown, lockdown, lockdown." The voice was shaky, like the principal was about to cry. The room erupted, kids shouting, chairs scraping, backpacks hitting the floor. Mr. Tannerty, all wiry and nervous, sprinted to the door and locked it with a heavy clunk. "Stay calm, everyone," he said, but his eyes were wild, darting to the windows. I started to get up, wanting a look outside, but he snapped, "Jake, sit!" His voice cracked, and I froze. Our classroom's right by the main entrance, so we're supposed to huddle against the back wall during lockdowns. Half the class shuffled there, whispering, while others pressed against the windows, craning for a glimpse. "Everyone back wall now," Mr. T barked, still glued to the glass, his breath fogging it up. I grabbed my backpack and slid next to Clark and Vanessa, my pulse hammering in my ears. "What did you see out there, man?" I muttered to Clark. His face was ghost white, freckles standing out like ink spots. "Cop cars, Jake. Tons of them, like SWAT-level stuff." Vanessa leaned in, her voice low. "You think it's a shooter?" The word sent a chill through me. "Anyone hear shots?" I asked, trying to sound steady. "Nope," Clark said, shaking his head. "Me neither," Vanessa whispered, but her eyes flicked to the locked door. Mr. T started toward us, hands raised like he was calming a spooked horse. "Guys, let's just..." The PA cut him off, crackling like a bad radio. "Students and teachers, stay in your rooms. Keep doors locked. Barricade if you can. Stay away from windows. We're handling it." The voice wasn't the principal's, some stranger, voice tight with fear. The room went dead quiet. We stared at Mr. T, waiting for him to say it was a drill. His jaw just tightened. "Okay, kids, we wait for the cops," he said, but his hands were trembling like leaves in a storm. We sat against the wall, knees up, whispering theories. Shooter? Bomb? No, gunshots ruled out the first, but those cop cars meant something bad. My phone had no signal. Westfield's got crap reception unless you're in the library with Verizon. Clark and Vanessa's phones were useless too. We were cut off. Then it came, a scream that tore through the walls. A woman, maybe a teacher, shrieking, "No, please!" It ended in a wail like she was begging for her life. Kids gasped, some covered their ears. My heart slammed against my ribs. No gunshot, no thud, just an awful sudden silence. "What stopped her?" The PA hissed again. "Stay quiet, screaming makes it worse. We can't help if you're not calm." This voice was different, gravelly, like an old chain smoker's, dripping with menace. My skin crawled. Who was that? Where were the cops? Mr. T crept back to the window, his face twisted with confusion. He knelt by us, voice barely above a whisper. "I know you're scared, but we'll be okay. I'm gonna check the hall, maybe talk to Mrs. Gardner next door." "No, Mr. T," I hissed, my voice shaking. Something seriously wrong out there. Vanessa nodded, her eyes huge. That scream, someone's hurt, stay here. Clark grabbed his arm. Just wait for the cops, man. Mr. T stood resolute. There are no cops. We gaped at him. They were out there 15 minutes ago, now they're gone. I gotta know what's happening. He ignored our protests and moved to the door. Stay put, I'll be right back. He eased the heavy wooden door open, the creak echoing like a gunshot in the silence. Peeking out, he checked both ways, then gave us a shaky thumbs up. He stepped into the hall and the door clicked shut. His footsteps rang out, fast, nervous. He knocked on Mrs. Gardner's door. Hey, it's Mr. Tannerty. You guys okay? A muffled voice answered, We're fine, Mr. T. Get back to your room. Wait it out. Mrs. Gardner, open up. I need to know what's going on. No, Mr. T, it's not safe. All right, everything's... What the hell? No! Stop! Stop! His scream cut off like someone flipped a switch. No bang, no struggle, just silence. Our room exploded, sobs, screams, kids curling into balls. I bolted to the door, chest heaving, to check the lock. Shadows flickered under the door, 2 pairs of legs standing still. The handle jiggled once, then stopped. I backed away, joining the others, my throat dry. What got Mr. T? The PA crackled. Students and staff, thank you for cooperating. The situation's handled. Unlock your doors and wait for us to free you. Some kids sighed in relief, starting to stand. But those shadows hadn't budged. My gut screamed danger. Hold up, I whispered, pointing at the door. Those they're still there. Vanessa frowned. They're here to let us out, Jake. I don't buy it, they're giving me the creeps. I glanced at Clark, who was rummaging through Mr. T's desk. What are you doing, man? His eyes were wide, voice low. Everyone's gonna open that door, but I don't trust those shadows. I'm hiding under here. He slid under the desk, curling up tight. Smart. I squeezed in beside him, the wood digging into my back. Vanessa hesitated, then walked to the door, unlocked it with a soft click, and rejoined the group. 17 kids huddled against the wall, waiting, the air thick with fear. 2 minutes dragged by. The handle turned. The door swung open toward us, blocking our view. Then Vanessa screamed, "Oh God, what is that?" I peered through a tiny gap where the desk met its base. My breath caught. It wasn't human. Its head was round, bald, with rows of needle-sharp teeth like a shark's, glinting under the fluorescent lights. 4 legs, bent like a spider's, ended in 2-fingered claws with nails like knives. It glided silently, its back hunched low, moving toward the group. No sound, not a creak, not a breath. It was like death itself wearing a twisted body. Screams tore through the room. No! Please! The thing lunged, vanishing from our sight. A kid's plea cut off mid-syllable. 2 guys bolted for the door. The creature pounced on one, teeth sinking into his shoulder. He opened his mouth to scream, but nothing came out, like its silence was contagious. It stabbed its claws into his skull and he crumpled. The other kid hit the hall, yelling, "Please, please!" before the thing tackled him. Same deal, a bite, silence, claws to the face. The PA blared, "All students and staff, leave your rooms. It's safe. Go home." The lie hung heavy in the air. That thing was still out there, hunting. Clark and I stayed under the desk, barely breathing. The room was silent now, our classmates gone, dead or worse. I grabbed Mr. T's laptop, hands slick with sweat, praying for a signal. No Wi-Fi, no phone service. The school's network was locked tight, so I'm typing this, hoping someone sees it before it's too late. It's night now. The windows show only blackness, the moon hidden behind clouds. The creature hasn't come back. Maybe it thinks we're all dead. But I know it's out there waiting in the silence. Clark's muttering about his kid sister, how he promised to take her to the arcade this weekend. I keep seeing my mom's face, wondering if she's watching the news, praying I'm okay. We can't hide forever. My phone's got Verizon. Useless here, but the library across the school might have a signal. One call to 911 could bring help. It's a long shot, creeping through dark halls with that thing lurking, but it's our only chance. I shut the laptop, my heart steady for the first time in hours. "Clark," I whisper, "we're going for the library." Phone, "You with me?" He nods, gripping a pair of scissors from the desk. "Yeah, man. Let's do this." We crawl out, the floor creaking under us, each sound like a scream in the quiet. The door is still open, the hall a black void. No shadows now, but that means nothing with a silent killer. I sling my backpack over my shoulder, Clark clutching his scissors like a lifeline. We step into the darkness, the silence swallowing us whole. It's out there, watching. I feel its eyes even if I can't hear it. If we make it, I'll post again. If not, tell my mom I love her.